Travers comes from the Gaelic O Travers. This set were guardians of the ancient churchlands of Killarga, founded by St. Fiarga in the 6th century, though where the historical family pedigree meets legend isn't clear. The ruins of the medieval St. Fiarga church are still an evocative sight in the graveyard behind the modern-day church. The O'Travers were important supporters of the O'Rourkes, kings of Breifne and then West Breifne, modern-day Leitrim, the last holdout Gaelic kingdom against the Tudor conquest of Ireland at the end of the 16th century. The O'Rourke capital was at Dromahair, and there's been a church at Killanummery, now the neighbouring parish to Killarga, since at least the 14th century. The Down survey maps give an evocative view of the land. Produced after Cromwell's bloody war in Ireland, they directly supported the redistribution of lands away from the defeated Confederate Catholics, who often became tenant farmers on their former lands. Glebe denotes church land, and the area then called Glebe Moor is what in modern times has come to be called Garvagh Glebe. Tithes were an early and in Ireland very contentious form of tax. In the 1834 tithe allotment records, we can see Martin Travers farming in Garvagh Glebe. By the 1857 Griffiths valuation, Thomas Travers and Patrick Travers farm the same land. Given the acreage, it's natural to assume that they've divided their father's plot. The records even allow us to locate exactly where Thomas lived. Some of Thomas's descendants stay on this same land through to modern times, though the Great Famine prompts others to move as far apart as Scotland and the United States. The modern Irish Ordnance Survey maps of the area still mark a building at the site of the cottage, so in 2022 we went to investigate. It's a beautiful area. The site is hidden in a fold in the land, and so from the farm track there isn't anything to see. However, we used a GPS to struggle down to the exact spot where Thomas Travers had his cottage and were delighted with what we found. The ruins of the farmyard and the cottage are still very much in evidence. It's easy to discern the floor plan of the original building. The main doorway leads to the main room. To the right, another smaller room. The site's very overgrown, of course. You can see the collapsed hearth in the centre of the cottage, and to the left an internal doorway to the far room. Outside, there's another smaller collapsed building. The records speak of a piggery or a calf house, or perhaps this is a smaller dwelling. We don't know exactly when the cottage was built, but this is the iconic traditional direct entry design that was built in Ireland from the late 17th century onwards. Martin and Thomas could certainly have lived in this building. Originally, it would have been weatherproofed with a lime mortar, giving it a white finish. Tenant farmers saw many hard times in Ireland, and there was terrible poverty. However, I don't think it's right to think of this cottage as a hovel. Visit and enter the door. Your mind will more naturally dwell on returning home after a hard day's work and finding the pleasure of a warm hearth. It was clearly a sturdy building, well designed to keep the weather out and the cheer in. It's small by modern standards, but it was significantly more spacious than a simple labourer's dwelling of the time. It saw all the bustle of family life across multiple generations, and all in a beautiful, beautiful spot.